Hello, this is Team H for SER 315. We are Andrew, Devin, William, and my name is Shane Torres. Our product is the online education portal. Today I'll be walking you through a demo of the prototype that we have for the education online portal. And the purpose of this product is to create an environment where students and staff have all the resources they need in order to succeed, all located in one spot. So there's not a lot of switching and swapping out of many applications, but one. There are two sides to this education portal. The faculty portal, where the professors and the aides have access to important information. Here's a quick outline of all the screens I'll be taking you through. The second side of our demo is the student portal. And this is where the students have access to important information. And here quick is another outline of these screens I will be taking you through. So let's get started on this demo. All right, the faculty portal. Here is the main login screen. Let's enter in our credentials and get started. Once logged in, you are brought to the main class overview for all the classes a professor would have. And here is access to the announcements, due dates, and to-do lists. This is kind of a quick action. These are the important things that need to get out. Let's go over to classes and click SER 315. This brings up the individual class overview. And here, once again, is quick actions to important items that the professor can customize. You go to announcements, and here's where the professor is able to edit announcements, create new ones, delete old ones, and make sure that everyone is caught up with what is going on in the class. Let's go to class setup. Class setup is where the professor is able to modify the description of this class, where it is, what time, who's teaching, the books, and information like that. Lectures. Lectures page is where the professor is able to either add, create, delete, or edit lectures that he has posted. These lectures can be posted as videos, they can be posted as slideshows, they can have many attachments put to them, and even notes for the students. Here's the syllabus. The syllabus is where the professor is able to outline the expectations of the class, what's expected, what the students should expect. They can even put attachments on here to download as a PDF. The class schedule page is where the professor is able to list out what is going on, so everyone knows exactly what is due on what dates. Discussion board. This is where the professor can go on, create threads, delete threads, edit threads, which the rest of the class can add to. Student communication. Here's where they can have one-on-one direct communication with the students for quick access. Let's log out. Let's go to the student portal. All right, here's the student portal. Let's enter in our credentials and get logged in. Here is the class overview. This is, if you select a class over here, SER 315, this is quick actions and important stuff, information that the student would need, like announcements, due dates, and even direct assignment feedback, so the student knows how they're doing and how they can improve. Let's go over to lectures. All right, lectures. Here is where what the faculty portal exports. This is what the student portal is able to read. They can see all sorts of lectures. Lectures, once again, can be videos. They can be slideshows. They can filter and sort. Let's take a look at one of the lectures. Here we go. This week's lectures has a number of videos, all on the left-hand side. The right-hand side is where they see it, and there's a bunch of information regarding those lectures. Discussions. Discussions is where the students can go on and they can edit, add to the threads that the professor or aides put onto the list. This is where the mass communication with everyone goes on. Notes. Notes can be created and tagged to many types of resources, such as textbooks and lectures. And every sort of note that a student creates all gets added here. Here's the textbook section. Here is the resources the students will be using throughout their course. And once again, you can see that he's already tagged notes here. They get tagged here and get sent to the notes on the other side. Let's go to the chat room. Chat room. This is where direct communication between either professors or other students can occur. You can do a text chat or even a video chat if you want a more face-to-face personal touch. That is our prototype demo.
And now let's jump into the prototype details. In this project, we have had 3 total iterations. The last 2 iterations have occurred since the last presentation has taken place. This is an example of the faculty portal from the second iteration. You can see there's a left-hand navigation with the main content in the middle, this one being an edit announcements page, and then the header up top. And this is an example of the student portal. You can see it has a slightly different left-hand navigation, and the header is different from the faculty one as well. So there was a few differences, as you can see, between the student portal and the faculty portal. So some of the changes we made going from iteration 2 to iteration 3 was we used a common template for both the student portal and the faculty portal. We modified the left-hand navigations so that it would kind of show where you are in the correct pages. And then we used common visual elements in the student portal as well as the faculty portal to kind of make it one cohesive unit. So here's an example of that same edit announcements page from the original faculty portal in iteration 2, and this is a change that we made in iteration 3. As you can see, we used the same header as the student portal was using, and the left-hand navigation is the same, and we still have that main content there on the right side. And here's just a side-by-side so you can see the differences between iteration 2 and iteration 3 of the same page. You can see there's a lot of differences, especially in the header portion, but the base content is mainly the same. And here are some feedback responses that we got from some users. To quote the user, add the ability to tag certain parts of the lecture in the notes so that when a student clicks on a tag, it will jump right to where the tag was made in the lecture and or textbook. As you can see on the right hand side, it gives a table of contents which would mimic a book, and then the student has made some tags throughout that, and you can see up in the upper right hand corner there's a tag notes section in which you can jump right to those tabbed areas if you click on it. Another comment from a user, the option to email the student directly would be very helpful, and this is in the faculty portal. Down here you can see there's a send email section which was added in iteration 2 and refined in iteration 3. Another note was a note service for the professor could also prove to some benefit. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, if the professor was to go into the edit lectures portion, he would be able to add his notes, whatever he may want to add there to keep him on track. And some of the main focus areas that we wanted to use for this prototype was the ease of use, smooth design, and the portals combining to be one cohesive unit. These were kind of three major points that we focused on when we were developing our design solutions, and we focused a lot on these and then based our iterations around these 3 bullet points and made them more refined with every iteration that we came to.
Now we're going to look at the design process in the individual techniques. So we iterated our design 3 times, and we learned that in each iteration, communication is key in order to have a cohesive design. In that our design ideas may not always be what's best for the user, which we discovered through feedback. And next we're going to talk about how we converge to a solution design. And initially there was a little bit of confusion between the student and the faculty portal design. And here's the faculty portal with a very huge header at the top and then buttons and a toolbar down below. And here's the student portal. We all agreed to follow the design of the student portal, as the gray sidebar makes it easier for the user to navigate our web page, and there's no oversized header which takes up a lot of screen real estate. And if our project was implemented, there may be minor changes that come up due to technical constraints, but overall we are very happy with the design and don't see it changing much in implementation. And how did the UI and architecture design work together? Well, they can be started interchangeably. In our case, we started with the prototype first and then reverse engineered our way back to the architecture design, which leads to a better prototype overall. If it was done the other way around, it may have led to a more functional design program, but it may be difficult to implement them both simultaneously. The techniques we found very helpful in designing this project were UCD, prototyping, and personas. And how did our project conform to UCD process? Well, we planned our human-centered process by creating personas and then defined the user and business requirements, produced design prototypes first with sketches and then with pencil prototypes, and then evaluated the designs against requirements and iterated 2 more times after that.
The team is exactly where it expects to be as it relates to the UI iterations. We have gained some momentum once things started coming together, with the first cut of the wireframes. Things became more cohesive once we had a working product. On the architectural front, we're still making progress, and all the deliverables have been unified around our major use case for our system. There will be some final integration of the architectural components, but we're feeling positive about the outcome. The main risk continues to be communication between team members, but we have mitigated much of this risk by adjusting a few things. First, we've moved all our communications onto a collaboration platform, Slack.com, so that it's easier to collaborate and review historical communications. In addition, team members are completing their deliverables much earlier on in the cycle, which enables us to fine-tune things before they're due. Timelines are still tight for the architectural pieces, but the risks are manageable. If the team were to continue on the implementation of this project, we believe the team would continue on the current pace since much of the technical and architectural hurdles have been cleared. The collaboration and fluidity of the project would be expected to continue and result in a successful project implementation.